case you couldn't tell by my voice, I'm Quinn, and for the last year, I've had a notes tab on my phone titled Prefect Speech Ideas that I've added ideas to every once in a while when I found something worth my time and that I thought I'd like to share. When looking through my by now filled page of notes, I found the same idea repeat throughout. Like most students at Stansted College, I've had a busy year between balancing my school, sports, personal time, and social time with varied struggles thrown into the mix. I have had a long year up to this point. As this is my second year at school, I'm now constantly reminded that everything is still somewhat new to me, whether I care to admit it or not, and it is my first time in grade 11. In my notes tab, there was one idea that stood out from the rest, a quote: accept, adapt, and overcome. This is a quote I grew up hearing from people around me and from two people in particular, my childhood track coach John and my mom more recently. Whether my coach was referring to a hurdle in life or on the track, he recognized that everyone has something in front of them they need to overcome. And similarly, this school year, I've been reminded through text and reassuring conversations from my mom that there's a first time for everything, and in some way or another, it will get better, whether I care to listen to her or not. And while I don't do track anymore, I still apply this quote when I might be in a time that I may be struggling or need some extra guidance along the way. This year at school, I've had the most fun and greatest opportunities handed to me, while on the downside, I have faced many bumps in the road along the way. At the beginning of the year, I faced many new changes, even though it was my second year. After what seemed like forever, I reflected and realized that what I was facing was not only new to people around me, but myself, and that it won't be over in the blink of an eye. I now recognize that struggling in the position I am in, especially on my own, won't get me to where I want or need to be. With outside help and trying my hardest to accept my situation as it was not decided by me, I attempted to persevere and adapt to my new situations. Throughout my time at Stansted and in school, I have compared my success and accomplishments to that of my peers and often feel embarrassed or like it's not good enough, when in reality, we all have our own obstacles at hand. Everything has to happen at least one point before you can get used to it, and accepting obstacles before thinking about throwing them away is the first thing in getting past it. This year, for myself and many others, has been a roller coaster. If I could go back to the beginning and give myself some advice, it would be to not take anything for granted. Take it all one day at a time, focus on what I had been given before comparing it to that of others' progression or success, because we all have to find our own solutions that work for us, and like all prefect speeches say, make the most of everything you can. If you have any announcements, you may come up.